Those goats see me and they think they're going to get fed. They will. They'll get a little bit of corn. But that's not why I'm here. This is something I thought I should maybe document. Not my experiment with fencing. I've wired a few pallets together to see how I want to make that fence, where I want to make the gates. Not that. But this right here, I think this is... I probably should show you this. I'm making a platform for, I call it the Windmill complex. And it's probably going to be the most complicated thing I ever build. It'll join in with the sawmill. That's what that is there under that building. That building will actually not fall down, and it'll all be one floor, I hope. Anyway, what I wanted to show you was that there's no there's nails in the pallets, but anyway, it's I came into a bunch of pallets, these little ones, and I also got a bunch of these. I guess I'd call them skids. I don't know. For $1 a piece, I can buy them, but I also was given a lot of them, and anyway, I thought I'd show you this floor as it develops. What I'm standing on, I would call the subfloor. My neighbor and I decided that's what we should maybe call it, the subfloor, because the subfloor will go on a 45, and the boards for that are up there, and I'll bring them down here. And once they're laid across on a 45, then you could probably drive a pickup truck on it. Underneath are some beams that all I did was level them up. I haven't put a nail of my own in any of this. The only nails in this are the nails that were in the pallets. I hope I've got it all lined up. That's my material that I got off the ground because I knew it was going to freeze in. I don't have those beams leveled up yet, but I have plenty more of these skids, and I think that's what they call them. Those, like, they're 3x4s. I have plenty more of them, and those beams will work, although I'm running myself completely out of beams that I've salvaged from this and that. So I'll work my way over that way. Now, this very complicated thing, that cut-off saw, slabwood saw, will be part of it. That swing saw will be part of it. The boards laying there are half of the sill that'll be under the sawmill or the windmill where I'm standing. That pride of the mill machine will have a home. Its home will be right about there. That rubber thing, I don't know what to call it. Well, I know what it's out of. It's out of a hay barn. It's going to stand vertically right about where I'm standing. These are the parts to a homemade bandsaw, which is just going to be its home is going to be, and the boards underneath it are part of it too. Its home is going to be right about there. And it's a study, really, for a much bigger wind-powered bandsaw, which I'm going to try to build. All right, well, I just sort of thought I should update. It's a beautiful day for January. That's the Impossible Garden. On a day like today, you can actually get some hope. All right, bye for now. Well, since I showed you the other, I might as well show you this too. I adjusted it slightly. I've aligned it fairly carefully with that sawmill building. And the other thing I did, I haven't checked for square, but I'll worry about that later. The other thing I did was I took the humps and the dips out of it. So maybe you can see that as I go down. Maybe you can see that. And it's not perfect, but it's fairly, there's a spot right there I might be able to do something about. Now underneath, it's pretty homely. It's just sitting on anything. But what I find is the more weight that goes on stuff, the more it settles into level, actually. All right, cat's testing it. Bye for now. maybe I should share with you also when I have a bad idea. This was a bad idea. I thought I would radiate the subfloor out from the center, and there was a reason for that. It had to do with the thrust that the tapered windmill is going to make. But the problem with that is we develop a seam. This one here isn't so bad, but the seam that's going to develop right here is that's too close. And so I'm going to do it the way I normally do it. I'll lay it all on a 45 in one direction. Okay, bye now. What? You want to say bye?